So you might be asking yourself, Zen, I thought you were up here. Why are you suddenly down here? Why are those markers gone? Oh my goodness. I literally just recorded an episode in which we went and did a couple side missions up here, but I went to go edit it and all of my audio was just absolutely broken. And here's the thing, I could go load game and go back to where we were, which was like, oh goodness, I think it was this one, I think, maybe. But it just wasn't worth it. I mean, I feel like the episode was it might be one of the best episodes I've ever made. But the content, like what you guys actually missed out on in the game, it was really just me rambling because there was nothing. There was a mission in which, if I go back to those saves, just so you can see, we went to like the dock area, and there was a cyber psycho that was from the Valentinos, or he was a Valentino that got taken and made to look like one of the cyber guys. I don't remember their names. Maelstrom, there we go. In order to go in and like kill a bunch of them, and then they made him go psycho. And that was that. So we did that one. It was really easy. He tried to run away, and I chased him down and killed him with mantis blades. And then we went up, and there was a van that there was a criminal activity, and there was a van that was in the water, and we killed the criminals, and then we picked the stuff out of the water. Literally, that's all that happened. Like that. Those are the two things that we did in this last episode. So yeah, now I'm down over here. Did I get anything good, you might ask? My gear changed a little bit. I got some new boots. I toyed around for a while with mods, trying to create mods, but I just ended up using the backpacker mod that I had. So that was a waste of time. And I got a new chest piece. And I had gotten a new helmet, but it looked bad, so I used my hat because it was like 17 armor compared to my 15.9. So there you go, caught up in just like a minute and a half. That's how quick that was in order to catch you up on. The content was good. I mean, the commentary was good, but the content just wasn't that great. So what we're going to do, and this is what I talked about in the last episode, we're going to do this side mission because I thought it was the main mission. I came down here to do it. We're going to do the side mission, and then we're going to push the main mission, I think. That said, this episode, for two reasons, is going to be a shorter episode than normal. Obviously, I literally just recorded like a 35-minute episode. So, oh, those guys are like down there. Interesting. Do I need to go down there? Oh, crap. Am I okay? Are these people coming at me? Here, let's ping off of them. Oh, did that guy just die? Oh, well. Hey, let's absolutely demolish these fools. Yeah, you're trying to kill me, bro. But I got this. Man, the Maelstrom just cannot handle anything that has to do with mantis blades, which is ironic because they like to cyber themselves out. Ooh, my blades went up. Ooh, 1 perk point. Oh, heck yeah. See, this is already a better episode. But like I said, or like I was in the middle of saying, it's going to be a shorter episode because I just got done recording like a 30-something minute episode and my entire audio was broken. Don't worry, I fixed it. Won't be the same thing on this one. Happened to be a weird wire issue that I had, but I swapped out cables. I've just been having a hard time with cables lately. I don't understand what it is. And then also, my throat is like killing me. Like all day it's been killing me. I made a community post about it on the YouTube community, which you should, by the way, if you've not been looking there, I've had some stellar content going on the YouTube community, which is great. If you're watching on mobile, you see a lot of it. So a lot of polls and whatnot. Increase bleeding duration by 3 seconds, or increase damage with blades by 1% for every 1% health missing. Yeah, let's do fiery blast. Bam. So now we're up to 2% for every 1% missing. So we're due 100% extra damage to enemies that are at 50% health. Easiest way to think about it. Quite like it. Cool. Yeah, my throat is killing me. I had to yell at one of the kids yesterday, and I'm not a yeller, but it was one of those things where kid was freaking out, couldn't get them to stop, all right, because they couldn't, they literally could not hear me, so I just had to reach their level and exceed it. Turns out I got some pipes on me, so that kind of hurt my throat. So I'm kind of recovering from that. So this is going to definitely be a shorter episode. Progress shard. Gain XP for annihilation skill. What? What was that? Okay. New shard, archive conversation. Right, this is the thing I'm looking at now. All right, Isaiah and Pete. Hey, Pete, fix the turret. Seriously? Seriously, I replaced the capacitors, ferrite core, quartz resonators, and voila. Unfortunately, it's not all the way there yet. Still, the safeguards left to bypass. Could you maybe give me a little hint? Remember, you did something like this once. Right, yeah. After a restart, hold the button on the left side of the panel for 5 seconds. Then in the command input, enter current user / add admin equals yes. To be honest, that's it. Should be up and running. Nova, huge thanks, man. Wait, Isaiah, big goof on my part there. You need to tag active equals yes onto the end of the command, or else it'll still read you as hostile. I hope I didn't catch you too late with that one. Haha. Let me know if it all shakes out all right, okay? See, man? Big goof indeed. So, to go back to probably the best episode of anything I've ever recorded ever, and you guys have now missed it. Yeah, I think that let me back this up. I've been doing a lot of modded Terraria on the channel over this last week, but that is because as a content creator, sometimes you just need to do what you feel like making. If you're making content for the sake of making content, and I got like a bunch of mods in here. All right, here, let's get rid of these. If you're making content for the sake of making content, not because you actually enjoy it, your content's going to be worse than if you actually are making the content that you are enjoying. So lately, I've been making a lot of modded Terraria. I gotta go like all the way up there, don't I? Because that is the content that I have felt motivated to be doing, which is honestly unlike me. Not because it's modded Terraria, but because I'm pretty good at keeping a schedule. Being like, all right, today is a Cyberpunk episode. Tomorrow is a Cyberpunk episode. Then next day after that is 2 Hades episodes. It's a full run. Then after that is modded Terraria. Then after that, I'm doing a Game Pass episode. And then after, I'm pretty good at keeping a schedule, but that's just not been the case this last week. And sometimes that happens. So creator-wise, creating content-wise, you just sometimes have to do what you're motivated for. So I've been doing a lot of modded Terraria. Totally fine, though. I've been enjoying it. And honestly, the people who've been watching that series have been really enjoying it, too. So pretty good. With that said, I'm happy to be back in Cyberpunk. Oh, goodness. What the heck is this thing? Oh, okay. Matt Leah. All right, I think I can probably safely loot this stuff. What do you mean go home? I think not go home, you mean... Oh, crap. Let's get out of that. No, thank you. You don't mean go home. You mean go in for the kill. Because Mantis Blades are so overpowered. I love it. But this goes directly into the point that I was making. I am so happy to be back in Cyberpunk. Because I really do love this game. It is a lot of fun for me to play. And that is because... Well, that's because of a lot of reasons. But, oh my goodness, that guy just has a hole in him. Wasn't expecting that. But lately, it's been because of Mantis Blades. Like, fully and truly, Mantis Blades are a primary driving force for me playing this game. It is so much fun for me. Let's read this conversation. So, archive conversation. John and Deng. Yo, Matt Leah says hi. Says you were in the same unit. Militech. Matt's alive? Yeah, why wouldn't he be? Saw him step right onto a mine in Panama. I thought he didn't make it. How's he holding up these days? Fine, I guess. Still has nightmares. Takes a lot for it. But who of us really has it better, yeah? That's a vet life, huh? Yup. Penniless, homeless, screwed in a war no one understood. Yeah, Choom, what can I say? Not gonna get better either. Yeah, I know. At least it's good to know there's someone to talk to, or talk the old days with, and not be alone. Oh. You know, vets in the U.S. do not get treated very well. I will say that much. It is a shame. It's a huge, huge shame. Can I please open that? Thank you. I was hitting R. It just wasn't giving it to me. Come on. Push and hold. Right, what is this? PTSD shield. Policy lapsed. Okay, so his policy went up. Then he foreclosed on his home. Rush order urgent. Dan, I need the stuff for my head. I really, really, really need it. I'm out. Starting to think some desperate crap on loop. I know I owe you, but geez, man, I need it, and I need it today, you know? Whatever you want in exchange, man, I'll do anything, okay? Gonna steal whatever, please. Okay. So he clearly couldn't handle it anymore, and didn't really work. Oh, America after the war. Cool. I want to read this. America after the war, the turbulent years of 2024 to 2035. After the end of the Fourth Corporate War, in order to establish a relative order under the federal government, President Elizabeth Kress imposed martial law on NUS member states and nationalized the domestic arms manufacturing giant Militech. Preoccupied, with their own internal issues, most of Europe and Japan paid little attention to developments in North America. Back in the 1990s, corporations had already begun aggressively purchasing huge swaths of arable land from farmers. Those who were left with no choice but to sell eventually found each other and organized into larger groups or clans to improve their odds of survival. Looking for reliable work opportunities meant staying on the move and often specializing transport contracts. Yet once the war settled down, their convoys became the single reliable, safe method of interstate shipping. In other words, this time of crisis and adaptation played a major role in the emergence of the so-called nomad social class. Meanwhile, in the 2040s, NetWatch created an immense firewall dubbed the Black Wall to partition a safe part of the net for human use and curb the threat of rogue artificial intelligences in cyberspace. At the organization's discretion, humanity was forced to sacrifice its access to inestimably valuable resources and knowledge for the sake of net security. Yeah, okay, interesting. What's this? There's so much stuff here. Flare, there's a shard, water chrome, and blood. The Fourth Corporate War. I find this stuff interesting. I'm loving this. It's truly remarkable that large-scale bloodshed the large-scale bloodshed of the Fourth Corporate War began first as a simple rivalry between two ocean exploration corporations, CINO and OTEC. Both companies vied for the controlling stake of the failing IHA Corporation. OTEC commissioned Militech to secure its business interests and perform certain special operations. CINO, in turn, signed a cooperation agreement with the Arasaka Corporation with a similar aim. When the circumstances at last called for both colossal and prideful security corporations to clash in open combat, the Fourth War had officially begun. Yet, as is usually the case of corporate conflicts, the offset proved subtle. Arasaka disables a Militech transport. Militech allegedly eliminates a high-ranking official of the Arasaka client. Both sides engage in frequent sabotage and data theft operations. Netrunners from both sides infiltrate data forts to sow confusion, gather intel, and cause chaos in the stock markets. You mean like GameStop? There we go. I always get why do I do that? Why does my brain do that? It's weird. Though none would have thought it possible in those early months. The Arasaka Militech conflict truly jeopardized the stability of the world economy, making the threat of complete economic collapse all too real. For this reason, NetWatch introduced a communications embargo on both corporations. This did little to slow the conflict's pace. However, While Sino and OTEC had unilaterally reached a settlement and reached an understanding through peace talks, tension between Arasaka and Militech continued to rise. This separation from the ocean dispute marks the beginning of the Fourth War's second phase, the so-called Shadow War. Man, that sounds like the coolest thing ever, doesn't it? Military clashes between Militech and Arasaka were notoriously bloody, brutal, and without mercy. They waged their most dangerous campaigns on the net. Arasaka and Militech netrunners launched attacks with the help of viruses that were often highly experimental. What's more, they created lethal ice measures and AI-like programs that could lurk in dark corners of the net for long periods to make strikes at the most opportune times. By the second half of 2022, Arasaka and Militech entered the final phase of the conflict where both sides used every resource and strategy at their disposal. The hot war had begun. Around this time, the net that the world had known for years ceased to exist, and mercenaries hired by both corporations were slaughtered in open warfare fought with cutting-edge weapon technologies. Then, in the war's most shocking and iconic turning point, the coup de grace came when an unknown group of mercenaries detonated a nuclear device at Arasaka's Night City headquarters. Shortly after the blast, bowing under increased pressure from the Japanese government, Arasaka laid down its arms and withdrew from many of its strategic positions, but most notably in Night City, victory belonged to Militech. But it came at a heavy cost. Fascinating. Love it. Love this like history stuff that we get. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a giant nerd, but I love that kind of stuff. Coming across it and being like, what is the history of this world? What is going on here? So to go back to my point long before that, oh my goodness. My point is I have a lot of numbers here. Holy crap. Why does this code matrix seem bigger? Does it seem bigger? It feels bigger. I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy. Let's start with 7A. Do some crap. I want to do 1C, but I can't do 1C there. Let's do 1C. 55. That's not going to work well, is it? I'm not going to be able to offset that. Oh, crap. 1C. I just went for it. I just went for the last one. We have so much money though. We have freaking 75,000 eddies. Come on now. It's too good. It's too strong. So I feel like my main driving point for playing Cyberpunk at the moment is the fact that I get to use how do I want to send this information? Is the fact that I get to use mantis blades. They're just so good. They feel so much fun to use. I love it. Send the information. Wait, did that? Oh, that's what I have to do. Right. Okay, so messages, Regina. Here you go. No response? All right. No, there it is. So our psycho's out cold, but conscious, transferring you the data I gathered. Looks like it was an ex-merc working for some corp. As soon as he stopped being useful, they tossed him out on the street. Guy kept his combat implants, had PTSD, stopped taking his meds. You can fill in the blanks. Thanks for going the extra mile. So a badge friend of mine just sent over his data. Guy's head was a mess. Must have taken 4 times doses just to make it through the day. Eventually, the corp cut off his health insurance. The cash dried up, and then the ticking time bomb exploded. But was it really from the implants alone? Who the hell knows? Either way, your eddies are in the air. Thanks for taking care of this. Yay, we did it. Yeah, I don't know what it is about mantis blades in general, but I can give you a couple reasons why I think they're a driving force to my motivation of playing. Number one is the cool factor. The cool factor plays such a huge part in any game. You just don't really appreciate it until you are in the middle of considering it, right? Look at these. It's so cool. There's something just inherently cool about whipping out some mantis blades. And the second big major factor is fantasy. And I don't mean like gratuitous violence fantasy, because it's actually not my thing. I know I love the mantis blades, but the fantasy just is it's not my thing. I don't like really over-the-top violent stuff. So it is kind of weird that I like them for that. But the fantasy I'm talking about is from, you know, making my own RPG and having a class that basically plays like as if you would play with Mantis plays. It's diving in, it's doing all this really cool stuff with like dashing around and moving really quickly. Like that is my fantasy for my character. And I really, really, really like it. There's just something so satisfying about it. But when you combine those two things, the cool factor and the fantasy, because for me, like that character that I make, the duelist that I'm making in Synthetic Neon, plays so much fun for me. Like anytime I do a playtest, I love playing it, which is hard because as a designer, you don't want to play favorites. And it's really hard to make sure that that thing remains really balanced because it is a lot of fun to play. But there have been times where it has not been balanced. I'm going to take a look at crafting while I discuss this. So the thing is, I think that in general, the combination of that fantasy of playing a class that I really like versus, or in combination with the cool factor means that I have been really, really, really enjoying the Mantis Blades. And it is a primary consideration for when I hop on to play the game. I'm like, you know what? I think I really just want to play play some Cyberpunk right now just so I can utilize the Mantis Blade. That's how good it is. All right, what can I upgrade here? I'm trying to get my crafting up a little bit, but I don't know if it'll let me. I'm not sure because it's like maxed out. Can I upgrade this gun? This is the current one that we're using. Let's see. Yeah, it's not like letting that go up. So that has me wondering that I don't think I can go up anymore because my tech is 4, and I don't think I can reach any higher than that at the moment. All right, I think that's a pretty safe assumption to make. All right, we got the suit on. Where do we go from here? Oh, all the way down there. All right, that's fine. Well, we're right next to this, so we will come travel down here and go to the afterlife.